Okay, this is Jamie Jo Morgan, and I am back with another EdTech Educator favorite. This time I'm going to look at Seesaw, which is, again, another one of my favorites. We use it all the time. And the reason Seesaw is one of my favorites is because it helps you connect with families, and it helps you connect those families to what you're doing at school. And it does that through an online digital portfolio, and everything you're doing at school the parents can see at home, and it really is fantastic. So I have a presentation here that kind of leads you through everything you need to know about Seesaw, how to set it up, gives you examples, gives you a student view, a teacher view, anything you could possibly think of that you might want to know that I can't cover in a teeny tiny short video. So here's the link to that presentation. It is a bit.ly short link, and that is Morgan Seesaw, capital M, capital S. If you want to get a month of free Seesaw Plus and try out what the paid version looks like, you can just reverse that and go to bit.ly Seesaw Morgan with no capitals and try that out. Now, I've used the Seesaw free version for years. It's fantastic. I highly recommend you give it a try. So I'm going to just kind of dive right in and show you what everything looks like. So I have an interactive training module set up. That's the one I'm going to show you to start out with. We're going to start with the teacher view here. And this is if you're just on your teacher regular computer. You're going to go to this plus sign. Anytime I want to add something, I go to the plus sign. So when I go to the plus sign, if I want to share an activity with my students, that's where I'm going to start. So if you don't want to come up with something, you kind of want to see what other people have done, you can look at the share activity button, and this takes you to the activity library. It's organized by grade level. You can see everything that everybody's done, and I love that it has these little icons for in order what the students need to do, and it even has little instructions, which I love. That's a really great feature, and it's fairly new, and it's really great to use with your students. One of the other things that I like to use Seesaw for is, again, you go to this plus button and you can send announcements out. I used to just send announcements by posting things to the student journal, but this is another great way. You can actually select just the students, just the family members, or both students and family members. And what's really great about this is you can also add attachments. So when we were doing a field trip and I sent home the permission slip, which I rarely send home paper anymore, but you got to send home that permission slip, I knew we were going to have some get lost. So I added it here as an attachment so that when those did get lost, I didn't have to worry about sending home anymore. They could just download it themselves right there. So we were able to get 100% participation in Seesaw. And the way that I did that was I just go down to invite families and I print off those paper invites. And at parent-teacher conferences, I always have something in Seesaw ready to go before then. And when the parents come in, I can show them, this is what your student is doing in class. Isn't this great? This is in Seesaw, and this is what you could be missing if you don't sign up, and here's how. Let me help you. And we had 100% of our students had someone in Seesaw. Most of them had both parents or both sets of parents, and it was really great to even have military parents that were overseas be able to see the work their students were doing and make comments on it. Speaking of making comments, I love that students can comment and like each other's work. And even if the students can't read or write yet, they can actually enter comments via this voice feature, which is really great because kindergartners, first graders can comment on each other's work. I love these. I call them the magic 3 dots. They're really great because one of the things that students can do, you see here I have a graphic organizer, so I can throw those out there and they can copy and edit and add to the graphic organizer. They can share items. I love to get item QR codes. So when students do something that's really great, I'm making a display on the wall, I can get a QR code to put up there so that anybody's walking by can scan that and actually see, especially if it's videos, that's something that students have done. So let's take a look at this last one, which is post a student journal. So if you're on a student iPad, which Seesaw actually works with pretty much any device, no matter what it is, if it's iPads or if it's laptops or Chromebooks or desktops. But this is kind of the iPad view. But if you're on Chromebooks, you click that plus button, post a student journal, and this is where it takes you. So this is kind of the meat and potatoes where everybody ends up going. So your options are photo. I love photo. You take a picture of something, and then you can do lots of things with that picture. You can just add that picture and then record something about it with you speaking. You can add captions to it. You can draw on it, which is really fun. I love to use this with manipulatives and have students explain what they're seeing, draw on it. Video is really great, again, for assessment purposes. You can have students read sight words, colors, days of the week, months of the year, counting. Videos are great for reading. I love to have students read books on there. It's really great for that. Drawing, I love to have them draw, especially with vocabulary. If you have students draw out something for a vocabulary word and then say the sentence that goes with their drawing, that's a really great tool. You can have them draw something with science or social studies. Add file is really great, especially since they can add from Drive if they're on Chromebooks. I'm a really googly person, so I love to have things added from Drive, sheets and slides and docs. It's really great. Note, this is a really great way to just type out a note to your parents instead of sending home yet another piece of paper that's going to get lost. Or students can type out their spelling words for the week, or you can even give a spelling test on here. Just make sure that if you're on iPads, you disable that feature that makes sure that words are spelled correctly. I kind of learned that the hard way. Link is really great. If you've got something, let's say you found a video that really helps your students, you can go grab a link. This is just a live feed for hatching we're doing in our classroom right now. So I could grab a link for something. Let's say a student really needs help on rhyming words or recognizing coins. I could grab a link. I could go in here, paste that. I can actually select which students I want it to go to. Here's my record caption. I can explain what I'm giving them this link for. So I can select specific students for differentiation purposes. I don't have to give it to everyone, and that's one of the things I love about it. And so not everyone's going to get this. Now, I could select everyone if I wanted to. Since that is the chick hatching, I might select everyone and say, congratulations, everyone, we do have a chick. But we're pretending, again, that I'm using this for differentiation, and this is a video that's going to help them understand that concept. So there it is. So that's really great, and that's the link. Now, one of the other things that I like to use that for is adding in newsletters that are cute and fun. Let's say I was doing a Donors Choose project. I might throw a QR code in there that linked to my Donors Choose so they could scan it, and a link that they could follow, information about that. I might throw in something fun. All I would need to do is go to File, Download as an image, and then I'm going to go in and upload that image right here to my student journal. So I would go to Add File, I would add that image, and it would be right there ready to go. So I hope you're enjoying this. please try out Seesaw. I know you're going to love it as